Hey, it's Dan Moralez, and this is Homebuyer Radio, episode number 28. And we just got done doing a series kind of talking about mortgages and divorce. And I just kind of wanted to button up, that whole series, if you will, with this, kind of maybe last podcast talking about that. You know, one of the things that I know about this whole process of divorce is it's ugly, right? And you're starting this new chapter in life, and, there's a lot of uncertainty over a number of things. And, a lot of times, one of those big pieces is like, where are we going to live? Where do I live when this is all, said and done? And, it's maybe returning to the workforce, and it's like this, getting used to this new life. And, in some cases, it's, folks who are not used to having to deal with, let's say, the financial stuff, taking on this new realm of responsibility that maybe they're not so terribly comfortable with, right? So there's these big changes. The one thing I want to tell you, and I really want to encourage you, is to, take your time, right? Don't bite off too much, too quick, too fast, because, you want to be able to get your bearings and make sure that you, if you're going to, get into buying a house, that you are in a position where you can do it successfully, and you can do it in a way where you can sustain the house that you're going to buy, right? Because, a home purchase is a really big investment, and we want to make sure that, if you're going to make that jump into buying a house, that you're doing it in a successful way, that you don't find yourself, in a bad position or doing something that you later end up regretting, right? Because, divorce is a big life change, and if you're going to go through that big life change, make sure that you don't do something that's going to make it an even bigger life change by making a bad decision. Okay? So that's just kind of buttoning up that process of talking about divorce. And, it's really important just to work with somebody who understands that stuff. And of course we do, unfortunately I've been there, I've done that. So I do understand that stuff. In the weeks to come, we're going to start a series. And this next series I want to talk about is stupid things that people do to screw up their mortgage approval. Okay? There are a number of stupid things people do that screw up their mortgage approval. And of course, nobody does that intentionally, right? Nobody does something, with the intention of knowing that, hey, if I do this, I'm going to cause my loan to no longer be eligible or to be approved, and I'm going to lose my opportunity to buy a house, right? Nobody does that intentionally. So we're going to talk about that for a number of weeks. I do want to do a couple of different things in regards to that, but the other thing I want to do too is I really want to encourage you that if you have questions or, things that, you'd like to hear us talk about or cover in a podcast in the weeks to come, hit us up. You can always email me. My email address is dan@danmoralez.com. Or you can check us out on Facebook. Just search for Homebuyer Radio. You'll find us there, and feel free to message us or post something to the wall that you'd like us to cover and talk about. We'd be happy to do that. If you're listening on iTunes, would you do me a favor? Go leave a review. Preferably a 5-star review, right? Leave us a review. Let us know that you enjoy the podcast, and share it with somebody else who might be looking to buy a house. There are a ton of episodes that are out there. There's a lot of information. I've been mortgage lending since 1991. Yes, I'm really that old. Since 1991, but a lot of knowledge and experience. And, when I started this podcast, I had two primary reasons. The first one was we wanted to be able to educate clients in regards to, the process of buying a house and kind of what to expect. And of course, the second is, to generate business, right? We want clients. That's why we do this, is to, hopefully help you understand that, if you make the decision to work with me and my team, that you are working with, some of the best people in the country, and that, we're actually going to help you get across the finish line in as quick and smooth and painless of a way as possible. So again, we want to have the opportunity to help you out. We lend in the majority of the 50 states. And if you're happen to look for, if you will, a property in a state that we don't lend in, I've got friends in pretty much all 50 states, and we can certainly get you connected with a really good, competent mortgage loan officer. Again, my name is Dan Moralez with Northpointe Bank. My NMLS number is 709729. You can reach me at 616-931-4629 or dan@danmoralez.com. Website, of course, is danmoralez.com, danmoralez.com. And again, Northpointe Bank is an equal housing lender.